I know that you've spoken at length about your friendship with Hank Aaron. A couple of years ago, after he passed away, I was researching an interview, and you talked about your friendship, about what he means. Is he going to play a little bit of a role in that documentary, in talking about that?
Hank is in my documentary. Hank is in my documentary, of course. I talked to him about why he doesn't see or didn't see minorities in the game, and it broke his heart. Hank had said to me, he said, "Reggie, it almost seems like our black skin is a curse." Now, to hear that from a guy who at the time was 86 years old, it broke my heart. And I know that my dear friends like Bob Gibson and Frank Robinson, Henry Aaron, Willie McCovey, Billy Williams, Ernie Banks, that have passed on, died upset, died, I don't want to say angry, but Bill Russell didn't really get to tell his story. Wilt Chamberlain didn't get to tell his. And I think that a lot of those guys were sad and brokenhearted when they passed on.
What does it mean to be a trailblazer, just in the sport, in all respects, in all aspects in your life?
I don't call myself a trailblazer. I consider myself a guy that cares about underserved, cares about people that don't have, cares about people that need a chance. I'm grateful for my life, and I'm grateful for the associations and relationships that I've made with people that have helped my life. The Steinbrenner family, Jim Crane, a gentleman out of the Carolinas by the name of Rick Hendrick, who's helped me in business, that great NASCAR team that he has, and he's, I think, the largest individual dealer in the country that has helped me with business and has continued to help minorities move forward and move into executive positions. There's a gentleman that I partner with. I sit on Rick Hendrick's board. I'm special advisor to Jim Crane here. And there's a gentleman by the name of Randy Buller that owns a company called the Parks Authority that has a focus on elevating minorities to participate on Mahogany Row. And we get opportunities to give minorities executives in his company.
Awesome. I want to go back to Hank Aaron for just a moment. You shared a word a couple years ago about his swing. I want to talk about your swing. The words you shared about the story with him, where you told a story about how he went home to his wife after striking out 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that he'd never do it again. You know what? He never did it again.
Yeah.
But you, as a home run hitter, talk about what made your swing Reggie's swing.
Well, I swung and missed a lot, that's for sure. And like you say, the story about Hank that got struck out 3 times in a game, and I think it was against the Chicago Cubs. And he went home and he told his wife, he said, "I will never strike out 3 times again in my life in one game." And it came to pass. Now, I can't say that. I struck out 3 times tonight, and I'm strike out 3 times tomorrow night, and next week and the week after. But it was really, precious and really special for me to hear it. I said to Hank, I said, "Well, buddy, you're very high on my list because I can't say that at all, Hank. But I know that guys like Mays and the great hitters of the past, they didn't swing and miss nearly as much as I did. But I got my work done by, I guess, swinging and missing, some of the times or most of the time. I always tell a story, Alex, that I played 21 years and I struck out 2,597 times. You get on an average of about 500 at-bats a year. So for all you kids out there that want to play baseball and think you're going to struggle, I want you to know that for 5 years, I struck out. I didn't touch the ball for 5 years. That's 2,500. But, stay with it, stay at it, and you got a chance to get to the big leagues too.
And as a last word, when fans see on the Jumbotron this video about your upcoming documentary that you've worked hard on, what is the mission statement? If you can sum it up in 1 sentence or 2 sentences, what do you want to get across to these fans?
I guess what I would want to get across really is the difficulty it takes to be successful, I guess, the difficulty of the uphill climb for minorities during my era, and that uphill climb continues. While it has changed some, if it needs to change 100%, it's probably changed 15 to 20%, and there's so much more to do, so much work to do. When it comes to leveling the playing field. And I can say that I was in Houston at Minute Maid Park, the Astros home, and we had the HBCU championship there that was sponsored by the Astros and Travis Scott. And he spent a bunch of money renting out the stadium for 3 or 4 days. And we had 6 teams there, all HBCU schools. And I saw 275 baseball players, and 80% of them were black, between the ages of 18 and 21. And I was so impressed and so pleased. And the 20 to 25% of white kids and families that I saw, I can say that I enjoyed meeting and interacting with them so much. I was so impressed by the families that it's something I'll never forget. As long as the Astros and Travis Scott, have that event, I will be there and hosting every year I can continue.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Reggie. It's an absolute